Welcome to HCS Now, a show where we talk all about Halo esports. I am your host, Computer, as always, and I am with my two co-hosts. Hypothetical.
FTF default.
Oh, yeah, and we are live, and we have a good show for you guys today. We're going to have Spartan on. We're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on with him, so let's just go ahead and bring him on the show, and we'll see what's up with Spartan the dog. All right. What? We got Spartan on the show today. So, what's going on with you? I mean, you've been in the news a little bit lately. Yesterday, tweet dropped that caught my attention fairly quickly because it was a ESPN tweet about Halo, and you don't see too many articles from ESPN, especially about players specifically, because usually they only talk about like what's happening at events and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a big deal. So I read it, and then I was like, what is the deal? Because it was kind of biased, and facts weren't that great. And then, they said a few things about like how you weren't the best player on the team and that you got dropped, and we all know that wasn't true. Yeah. Then they went back and tried to edit it out to change it to where it wasn't so harsh. It's a lot of people's dream to be talked about on ESPN, but not in this manner.
Yeah, it was honestly, I was really frustrated, man. Like, it tilted me reading that. I was really frustrated. Like, my first time ever being featured on ESPN, and it's just some garbage crap that was said about me, man. And like, I mean, me just as a person, like, it's hard for me not to care what people think. For the most part, I can do okay with it. But when it's like on ESPN, man, like, what if people who don't watch Halo, they just happen to stumble across that article, and they're like, okay, maybe I might start watching Halo, but I'm not going to watch this kid because they said he's trash.
Right. Yeah.
And, like, it's just stuff like that. It really flustered me. It was irritating. And then I had a lot of people saying that I was overreacting, and yeah, maybe I was overreacting a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, if you have someone from ESPN bashing you, it's really not. It's not cool, especially when you take this seriously and, like, you know what they said is not remotely true.
Yeah, and the people that were saying you're overreacting, their name wasn't in the article. Exactly. Like, if ESPN was to write an article about how terrible of a host I am, which I might be, that I would probably be pretty butthurt about it, too. Exactly, like, yeah. I'd be like, what the, I mean, I would probably overreact as well. Like, it's cool that I'm on ESPN, but what's the deal?
Yeah.
And then the Ninja edit, it was like, it's still kind of, they tried to edit it to be a little bit less harsh, but it still was like...
It was still trash.
Yeah, they were still like...
It was still trash.
I was told, or I read somewhere, that they did not interview anybody for this interview. They just got facts off like random people. I don't know like how they do things, but...
I don't know where the hell they got any of their information from, dude. I couldn't tell you. First of all, they said that we were dropped, which isn't remotely true. And then to go and add some opinionated and biased crap like me and Stellar were the ones that were the worst on the team, or to say that we were struggling. None of that was even true. Like, no player on that team was bad. Like, like, all four of us were good. So I don't understand, like, why they had to even say shit. Like, I mean, I guess it's journalism, and it's, like, what they're going to do. Yeah, celebrities have to deal with that shit, but this is esports. This isn't being celebrity. Like... I guess you could say we're celebrities in our own way, but like on a scale of like what, maybe 100,000 viewers compared to celebrities who get millions of viewers, like of course, like it comes to a point where you're not gonna care, but like I don't know, it really did irritate me quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for ESPN writing about Halo. I think it's great, but I really think they should definitely. Because, like, I checked in on the writer, and he seemed to be, like, a person that writes for a lot of esports, and Call of Duty was one of them, so maybe that's why they kind of picked him to do the Halo article, but I just think they definitely need to proofread and fact-check a lot better for a company that's that stature.
I think it's great to have ESPN writing for Halo. Trust me, it's good exposure for Halo, but it's also, at the same time, you should have someone... if you're going to post an article about a team change, there shouldn't be anything opinionated in it. It should just be straight factual, and that's it. Informative. And even if you are going to have an opinion, at least take the time to research to form an opinion that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. For sure. I mean, that definitely... Definitely next time we see an article, hopefully it's a lot better. I don't want to push ESPN away. Like the community can get very harsh
Yeah.
when something like this happens. So
Exactly.
you don't want ESPN to like, all right, we're never writing for Halo again. That was insane. So let's talk about you. So you've been running with Liquid quite a bit.
Yeah.
It seems to be there's only a few teams that just refuse to lock down the rosters. Liquid being one of them. So what is going on with the whole squad right now? I mean, you can just tell us whatever you can tell us or whatever you can't tell us. I mean, it's just.
Well, I mean, what was happening at first is after I left Renegades, I was playing with Stellar on Legit in L-Town, and that team just didn't work out. We just didn't. I don't know. We didn't click. And so then L-Town went to Envy, and I guess Unlegit technically went back to Liquid, and then I thought I was going to like try and do something with Stellar, but Stellar just like randomly left me, so I was like, okay, I'm by myself. I don't know what the hell to do. So I got an offer to team with Optic, and I was just like, I'll run games, we'll see how it goes, and like, I don't know, I just didn't really feel like comfortable there. I feel like I just didn't click there. I don't know. I felt awkward. But so like Optic asked me to team, and I really just like I was thinking about it. I just didn't exactly like hop on the offer. So and plus they also had to lock a roster down for packs. They had to have their fourth teammate by a certain date or a certain time or whatever, and so like I didn't say anything by that specific time, so they had to pick someone up. But the thing about Ace going to Optic was weird, was because that whole previous week I had been running games. It was me, Ace, APG, and Eco, aka on Legit, and so like they were running games with me. Like those three were running games with me, but they were also running games with Stellar. So me and Stellar were basically just waiting on Ace, APG, and Eco to like decide who they wanted. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, Ace is like, yeah, I'm going to run games with Optic. Yeah. And we're like, and so like APG was upset because he's like, dude, Stellar and Spartan have been waiting for like us to like pick one of them up so the other person could go to Optic, because it was basically whoever doesn't go to Liquid goes to Optic.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so then Ace ended up like going to run games, and APG and Kevin were just like, no, you're gone, bye. Yeah. So then me and Stellar ended up just running games with them, and now that's going to be the team. It's going to be me, APG, Eco, and Stellar.
Okay. So are you satisfied with the team you landed on? I mean, it seems like it's just the roster mania is like musical chairs sometimes, and sometimes you get to pick where you want to go. Sometimes you just land in a team, and that's just where you're at. You think this team is?
I think this team has a lot of potential. I think that I personally get along really well with. I mean, I got along with all three of them when it was me, L-Town, Unlegit, and Stellar. We just didn't click. There was just something there that was missing. Right. But like with this roster, it's essentially the same three, except it's minus L-Town plus APG, and with like something about this team, like I feel comfortable with this team. Like I feel like the communication when it's on point, we play really well, and like we can only get better as time goes on. We've only scrimmed like 2 or 3 times, and every time it's gone fairly well. We're learning a lot. I really like playing with APG, and I've teamed with Kevin and Stellar before, so like,
yeah. I
think over time, if we just keep putting in the time and whatnot, we can be a pretty solid squad.
I think you guys' squad is looking very good. Obviously, a lot of the teams need a lot of practice right now together. They've all been scrimming a lot, and it's like every team is going for that one goal, is to beat CLG. Some teams have proven that they can take games off of them, but still the other games that they lose a lot more than they take off. There's some teams that are getting close to taking more off of them than others. How do you feel your team stacks up against CLG right now?
We scrimmed CLG the other night, and we managed to take 4 games off of them, and we could have easily won 2. It was like 2 Slayers that we were up by like 10 kills, and it was just freaking failing. Yeah. But so I mean the series, like we still would have lost the series technically if we won those 2 games. But I mean I feel like if we can continue to improve and play like that, but just like get smarter, get better as a team, have more chemistry. Yeah. So we're still getting comfortable playing with each other as well. So, but I'm actually really confident in this roster. As like I said, it's all about putting in the time. So if we put in the time, I think we could be a really solid team.
Yeah, I do too. Well, thank you for coming on the show and letting us know what's going on with you. We just kind of been wondering a little bit about what Spartan's been up to because he's been bouncing around a lot, and I'm glad you.
It seems like that happens at the start of every season. I don't think I've had a solid start to a season ever.
Yeah.
Season 1, I couldn't. I was all over the place. Season 2, I was all over the place. Season 3 was atrocious. I think I had like 8 team changes last season, and now the beginning of this season was a freaking mess too. So like. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm just destined to have awful starts.
Yeah. Well, I think you landed on a pretty solid squad, and we're going to see you guys in the Pro League. Hope you guys do really well, so we'll definitely be rooting for you. Follow him on Twitter, and he streams all the time. Yeah. What's your stream Twitch name?
Twitch.tv/Spartan the Dog with 2 G's.
Yeah, he's one of the best streamers, always playing with subs, always on. It's great to watch. So we'll see you, Spartan.
All right, see ya. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Thanks. All right, so we just had Spartan the Dog on, and he's pretty happy about his team, and I'm pretty happy for him that he's happy about his team. I can't wait to see them get better in Scrim. So let's talk about the Pro League. Yeah. Big announcement. Was it Wednesday? I can't remember when it was announced.
I think it was Wednesday.
Wednesday. Pro League announcement. We have a LAN coming up very, very soon. The first.
A lot sooner than I thought.
Yeah, it's the very first part of the Pro League. What is it? It's on April 24th at PAX East. Mm-hmm. This LAN is the Allegiance LAN. And why is it the Allegiance LAN? This has always been this is kind of confusing, so you got to lay it all out. You got to read it step by step because there's a lot of qualifiers going on. And then the Pro League is not even started yet because this is just all qualifiers, right? So, PAX East, we got the CLG's guaranteed in the Pro League because they won Worlds. Allegiance was guaranteed in Pro League as well, but they split up. So each member of Allegiance went to a different team. So basically, they said, all right, let's just bring all 4 teams here, and each member of Allegiance will just battle it out, and then we'll see who gets second. And that will be the second place.
I'm glad they did that, though. I like how they did that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Good setup.
I agree.
It is cool, but I can't help to think that it is a little bit of a disadvantage to other teams, because they don't get to go. But, I mean, it is cool for the fans to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got Evil Geniuses going because they picked up Suspector. Optic Gaming is going because they picked up Nated. Enigma 6 is going because they picked up Kratos, and Envious is going because they picked up L-Town.
Yeah.
So I want to hear predictions.
Well, was it last episode? I said that Envy was looking like a top squad, so I'm going to go with Envy taking it.
Envy.
I think Evil Genius.
I do feel that Evil Geniuses is the obvious choice here, but
I'm looking for the upset.
I want to upset too.
Everybody's gonna go Evil Genius.
I know that one, but I want to see how Optic does.
I'm curious because Optic is grinding.
Yeah, right? They're saying they've been grinding, so I want to see how they do. I want them to be.
I want them to surprise people. I want them to grind and be like I feel like they might go to the finals with EG. I don't know. I want them to. But I don't. I think the finals will be in Envious and Evil Geniuses.
Okay, I agree with that one.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna pick a winner out of that because I haven't really. I think EG will take it, but I hate taking the obvious pick. I like always going for the underdog, but sometimes you just have to go with what you know. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like with the PAX LAN, it's gonna be awesome. It's only in like a week. And they didn't. It was kind of bad that they didn't tell anybody until like 2 weeks for the LAN. So if you don't have PAX tickets, you don't get to see it. Yeah. So I think it was sold out, the PAX event. Mm-hmm. So I mean, kind of sucks for Halo fans. They don't get a chance to buy tickets. I don't know. I think it was sold out from what I was hearing. But that is part of the Pro League. That is one qualifier for second place. Then we have April 30th is a 16-team invite qualifier.
Online.
It's online. Top 8 teams will advance to a May 8th LAN, and then top 4 will advance to the Pro League. Then there's another open qualifier, and then 2 advance to the last chance qualifier, and then they play the bottom 12 from the 16 invited teams. So it's kind of confusing. There's a lot of qualifiers, and that is just the qualifiers. That's not even the start of the season. The season doesn't start till after this is all over, so we don't even know what the season's going to look like.
Yeah.
And then they did say 2 games per week, 2 streams per week. So that's something we can look forward to during the season.
Yeah.
So with the talk of the Pro League, they always got to talk about money.
Money. That's all. Well, who tweeted it?
With Pro League, how much money is on the line, right? $250K each season.
Yeah.
$500K, right? So I was hearing, I don't know if I got this right, but that was split between EU, the North America, and Europe. If that's so, it's stretching it thin, right? Now, there was also rumors that only top 4 get paid, but ESL staff members were quick to say that more than top 4 teams will get paid. They didn't say top 6. They didn't say top 8.
They don't say how much either.
They don't say how much.
Yeah.
So, is this enough money to sustain the Pro League?
Yeah, I think it's enough. I mean, it's more than.
It's not life-changing money, no, but
it's something I think. I don't know, man. I'm not in that situation.
Well, when players they talk about the money situation, I think they need to brand themselves more.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
They can't rely on tournaments for money. Like,
Yeah,
they need to brand themselves more like Optic and
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we always
Twitch
agree with
and more
that.
Twitch.
But me personally, I feel like,
we've discussed
that's
that
a lot of money
Yeah.
for me.
plenty of times before, where we feel like if players were to do like daily vlogs, I know it sounds kind of lame, but if they did that more often, then they would build more of a brand and build more of an income. I think a lot of players don't really expect to make a living off the HCS. Yeah, it does take a lot of time out of your life, like to practice every day, and that's what's hard, is like balancing that plus a career. I don't know. It's just some players can do it, and some players probably can't. And it really is. I think for first 2 seasons, it's okay, but I do think it needs to go up. And we do have another Worlds coming up in 2017 with a already starting prize pool at $1 million. So that really is the kicker. Like, these are just.
That's saying like
This is just like, I don't know, like, here's some money until this.
Yeah,
You know what
I'm
I
saying.
mean?
Like, I think it's good. Like, yeah, it's not a lot like they're used to, but $1 million starting out for the finals, that's what you're playing for.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's really just playing for Worlds. I mean, anything else in between is just icing on the cake. It's just.
And it's going to go way over $1 million.
Exactly. Like,
They was rumored, or has it been confirmed about the team skins?
Oh, that's confirmed. There will be team skins. That will sell, depending on how they sell them. It will sell.
I think if they want to make the most money off of it, they would sell it individually. Like,
Individually.
would make them the
That's
most money.
what I was thinking. I said they should release them at separate dates as well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you release one team skin, everybody's gonna buy that.
Yeah.
You release another one, everybody's gonna buy that.
Yeah. So I think that's
And
the best idea.
as of right now, I don't. If people don't know already, when you buy Rex, it does not contribute to the HCS as of right now.
Yeah.
They will say when it starts contributing, I hope. But right now it does not. It has not since Worlds. So if you're thinking it does not right now. So Pro League is awesome. Stability in Halo, money in Halo, events in Halo. Definitely looking forward to this. It's going to be great. We got some lands coming up. Got a lot of online action. I'm super excited. Now, the future of the Pro League, they said, is going to be shaped by what they call a Halo Council. And when I think of that, I think of like people in robes doing a seance over
That's what I
a
was saying,
Halo
like, who
5
is-
disc
who's in the Halo
in a
Council?
dark room
Who
with
is
candles.
the Halo console?
they don't
Council.
say
I
that.
don't know. They never said who it was. They might keep it a secret just for reasons, because anything that gets changed,
Yeah,
people
they're in
get
charge
harassed.
of the game.
Yeah,
they're
sure.
trained to the maps, the game
So
types, and all that.
it might be better off for them to keep it a secret. Otherwise, if something gets changed, they're getting blown up on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do that now.
Yeah,
Like, as soon
so-
as there's any issue, it's like at Bravo.
We can probably take a big guess of who's going to be on it, like multiplayer designers, leads, stuff like that. Maybe, but I don't know. But the Halo Council, it puts a weird image in my head. I don't know why. I'm thinking like a cult. I don't know. It's weird. It is the Halo Council. I'm actually happy that there's some they're forming something like this. I think it is a good idea too. But I do think that I don't want them doing things in secrecy. I want them to be more out in the open with the public about it. I don't like it because it sounds like when you say Halo Council, it sounds like they have a little secret meeting and then they do change all this stuff and they don't tell anybody and then they just
like politics.
Yeah, it's like we kind of want to know too. Like we want feedback. We want to give feedback on some things.
I mean, they could do that.
They
could
yeah, I
release
mean,
something and be like, "How do you guys feel about?"
They
this?
definitely could. It's just the way it sounds.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's something.
They
That
probably
works
because
good.
they have been doing good, like getting feedback and making those changes for players.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Right, recently they've been asking for feedback, and I definitely have been giving it to them. So let's move on to scrims. We've had some good scrims this week. Some notable ones. Envy versus Optic, and I was surprised by the outcome of this scrim. Optic held their own. We've been giving Envy a lot of credit lately, saying they're going to be a really good team. I still think they're going to be a good team. But Optic actually held their own in their scrim. I think Envy won it 10-7.
Yeah.
But Optic, with little practice, I still think they could show up.
That's what I was thinking.
This is a good prequel to the PAX event.
Yeah.
Because they scrimmed, and I hope we get a couple more scrims. I feel like a lot of these PAX teams will start scrimming each other, and we'll get a really good idea of who's going to be the winner of that event.
Right.
I mean, online and LAN is different, but it definitely gives you a sense of what to expect.
That's what I'm saying. Like, looking at Envy and Optic series, like it shows me that Optic is in a way better spot than they was previously.
Yeah, because this time they have time to play.
Yeah.
Like before, they didn't really have time.
Yeah, and I disagreed with picking up Ace at first.
So did I. I was like,
I think it
why?
was a good because they play before, they communicate well, they know each other. So I thought it was pretty good
Well,
for
the
them.
only reason I disagreed because they did play a lot with Ace during H2A, and they didn't really perform then.
That's a totally different
But
game.
Yeah,
Nated
that's
be
what I was saying. It's a totally different game.
yeah, it's a totally different game, and Nated be on the team, totally different team. As we saw before, and I've mentioned it before, one player change can make the world of difference. Look at CLG; they replaced Lethal they replaced Ogre 2 with Lethal, and they went from a top 3 to completely destroying. And it was just one player swap, and that made the biggest difference. So yeah, one player can make a huge change. Optic, they're at a boot camp right now. Ace is at the house.
And that's good for them because
They're grinding.
Is
Ace is
Nated
at the
not going
house.
to the house?
Huh?
Nated not going to the
No,
house?
not that I'm aware of.
yeah, I don't
He
think
should
so.
at least be like Stellar, and then went for the boot camp.
Yeah.
I think he should go there for at least.
Yeah, I would love to see Nated at the house. I would
Yeah.
love to see some Optic content with Nated, and
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. But yeah, they are definitely on the grind, so I'm excited to see what they can do at this PAX event. I've been watching them at scrims. They're getting better every night. So now the scrim that everyone was waiting for happened. Well, not the scrim. It's probably the second scrim
Yeah,
everybody was
I'd
waiting
say
for.
second.
Everybody knows what they're waiting for tonight,
Yeah.
which is we'll talk about later. But our Renegades and CLG scrimmed, and it was interesting to say the least. There was Renegades took how many games did they take off them? 3, I think, 3 games or so. But it was very, very close, and almost I'd say almost 8 games were super close. Could have went either way. There was a lot of times Renegades had the game in their hands, and CLG just would not let them take it. CLG knows how to close.
That's
Yeah,
that's
they
why
do.
they're good because they know how to get themselves together and pull themselves and win. They know how to do that very well.
They handle pressure. You
Yeah.
know, they handle pressure really well. And it's just like we was talking about earlier. Like, they don't die. Especially, I feel like once you put them in a situation like that, this getting close,
Yeah.
it just puts them to that more of an edge to where they're going to just handle it.
And I've said it. I mean, I've talked about it before. They are extremely, extremely good at living in impossible situations. They do not die, and they stay alive as long as they can. Just not even to put damage on people, but to just distract them and annoy them. And I've noticed this. They even on a 2-on-1 situation. I was watching Frosty. 2 people couldn't even kill him. He was just like totally juking them in every way, and he had 2 people distracted on him. And that's what they do. They constantly stay alive in almost impossible situations. It's a crazy thing to watch, but they are like all wizards. Like it's like a team of pistolas.
Yeah.
And I really think that's one of the keys to their success.
Yeah, because they're all individually good. They're all individually good, so
yeah, and
makes them strong.
Who said that? Snipedown?
What?
Snipedown said something like Halo 5 is the Halo where
Individual skill.
individual
Yeah, I
skill
was saying, like,
Is matter.
when you're all individually good and you have chemistry, like, it's hard to break.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, there was, as you saw on this video, Victor X got a kill tack.
I know, you're supposed to go wild when it came on.
Holy! Anyways, yeah, he got a kill tacular on CLG. That was crazy. There was so many clutch games that you like. Oh, Renegades has this, and then like CLG just you know what they remind me of is EG and H2A, because how many games where you 100%
Thought it was
know
done.
Yeah.
EG's out, and then they pull it, and next thing you know they're
up and winning.
they're
Up
winning
and
the game.
winning, yeah.
And that's what CLG reminds me of, and that's what makes them so scary is they can close, and that's really important in like an event when you know both teams are going to be trying really hard, and the games are probably going to be closer than ever. CLG knows how to close those games out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be huge for them.
Yeah.
But I also do like Renegades how they kept them all close, because that shows you like they're stepping up.
Yeah.
They want to win.
I mean, it does show they're stepping up, but also it makes me feel like, can they pull through when it is that down to the wire type, game type or whatever? It's like they have a potential way to win it, but they just can't stick with it.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people don't scrim CLG a lot, but I think teams need to.
Well, see, that's my thing. I was gonna say. I think right now teams should not worry so much about beating CLG. That's like almost everybody's thing. Like, oh, I can't wait to play CLG. Because you guys think you still have to play other teams to get to that point.
Well, right
Yeah.
now, teams aren't very scared to scrim CLG because CLG is already in the pro league.
Yeah.
So they don't really have much to worry about because CLG will not be playing until the pro league season starts.
Yeah.
But to me, if I was a player, I want to play them as much as I can, because
They
I
are.
want to know how I beat them.
They're
I
the
know-
bar.
I know, but like you just can't have. To me, you can't have that as your focus.
They are the bar, though. They've set the bar, and it's a lot of teams want to beat that.
Yeah, I know. But
And I was wrong. The scrim was CLG 11, our Renegades 2, and there was a tie in there somewhere. So, like, moving on to I bringing it back to optical a little bit. I said this was a bad idea on Twitter, but Maniac decided he was going to move all of his Halo content to a separate channel. I said that's a terrible idea because he introduces a lot of people into the scene with his Halo videos, and if he separates his videos to a new channel, only people that watch Halo are going to go to those videos, and no one else is going to see them from like people that play Call of Duty. I know for a fact that he's brought a lot of Call of Duty players into liking Halo esports. So if he separates the two, then the Halo videos won't get near as many views by outsiders, and it won't bring people to the scene as much as it does right now. And that's why I really think it's a bad idea.
well, see, I'm on the fence of both. Like, I don't know if it's a bad idea or a good idea. Cause like honestly, I'm gonna be honest. When I go to his YouTube channel, I watch his vlogs. Because the game video he probably posted up, I've already seen or whatever, or I just want to see his next day in the life. You know what I mean? I kind of I kind of just scroll past it.
I watch his game videos.
I watch him too. It's like, but I think it's a good idea for him. Like I said, he's branded himself. Like it goes back to the money thing.
Mm-hmm.
He can make more. He can make money off old channels.
But then again, you got to think too. Like when he does his vlogs, he talks about Halo
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just I'm waking up and I'm gonna eat some oatmeal today. Like
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I have. I've watched Maniac make oatmeal.
Yeah,
I feel like a loser right now. I literally, just today I was watching one of their vlogs and it was over. I'm like, why do I watch this?
Yeah.
But I still do. So enough with that. I just wanted to get my opinion out there on that. Let's talk about what's going down tonight. The scrim
Or right
that
now. I
everyone,
don't know
yeah,
what
it might
time.
be going on right now. I was trying to get this show over so I can watch. But the scrim that everybody's waiting on is CLG and EG, one of the biggest rivals in Halo history, and they are scrimming for the first time tonight. And we are going to see, well, not necessarily see because this is practice, but we're going to get an idea of whether trading commonly for Suspector was a good move for EG.
I can tell you now, yes.
Yeah.
I can say
so?
yes.
Yeah, because he's good. He's individually
he's
good. Like,
I think it's a step up. Do I think it's a step up like CLG's, like, getting, lethal or whatever? But I don't think they'll beat CLG, but I still feel like they'll take more games from them than
Yeah, I think
any
they'll
other
take some
team.
games, but yeah, CLG I think is probably gonna win it.
I'm hoping for greatness. I want to see some close games.
I do too. I would do one. It would be nice to see EG.
I want CLG to
winning more
sweat.
games,
I
yeah.
want them to sweat because they have not had a sweat in a while. They did go in on Renegades. I can tell they were trying to go in on Renegades from what I could see. They were playing really aggressive, but I feel like tonight might be a little bit of a challenge. I hope it is. I hope someone can bring it to CLG for the sake of CLG winning everything.
But the thing is, though, they lost X games to EG.
No, EG won X Games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, CLG lost.
Yeah.
X Games, but
But
that didn't mean anything because they still came back and won.
because CLG hadn't really settled with Lethal yet.
That's
They
true.
just had picked them up, and
That's true.
so everybody get over there and watch that stream because I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be in the chat. If you see HCS_now in the chat or HCS_now_computer_, that's
have
me,
any
and
underscores.
I don't know if you have. But be sure to follow us on Twitter at HCS_now, and you will see who our guest is for next week's show. We'll have times for next week's show, which is usually
can ask us
Friday,
some
8
questions.
o'clock. Ask us questions.
Topics you want to talk about?
Tell us topics you want to talk about. Tell us who you want on the show. Anything. Make sure you check out UGC's Twitter as well. UGC at UGC events.
Mm-hmm.
Check out
They
their
got
shirts.
a lot of Halo merchandise there. Halo Master Chief T-shirts. They got like Ninja T-shirts. They got some pro player T-shirts. Mikwin, I think they have.
Beanie
Beanie
Bros.
Bros.
Yeah.
So make sure you check out their store and follow us and like us and whatever you got to do to spread the word. Retweet us. We'll see you again next week at 8 p.m. Central, Friday night, and we'll talk some more Halo.